I'm at Watsonville. I'm going to take off runway 27 heading west, and going to try something different today, a visual approach to a little privately owned airport in the Santa Cruz Mountains, Bonny Doon. It's not even on it's in the database for the flight sim, but you can't get a chart for it in Navigraph. My weapon of choice today is this Dayer Kodiak, and I picked it for the colors, blue and yellow, for Kodiak. I'm going to take off. I think I'm going to use autopilot, go to 3,000 feet. This airport's about 2,000 feet elevation in the Santa Cruz Mountains, and it's a 35-foot wide runway with about something like 2,400 feet length. Not all of that is usable on landing because of some trees. I've been practicing there with various kinds of aircraft. Yesterday I flew there in a Bonanza. That worked out okay. And surprisingly, there was another simmer there when I entered the landing pattern. I don't make any guarantees for what's about to happen.
India traffic, Kilo Yankee India Victor Alpha India Romeo taking off runway 27 west departure.
So I'll be lazy and use the autopilot as soon as I can. This will be pretty quick. Let's go. Well, I'm going to try the autopilot. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but we'll turn it on. See if it works. The flight plan is pretty simple. It's just a straight-in approach to runway 30, visual approach. There are no, there's no localizer there, there's no nothing there. It's a small private airport. Bonny Doon's greatest claim to fame as a community is that Alfred Hitchcock, the director, did Psycho and a number of other movies. The Birds, a whole bunch of them. Anyway, he had a place there. And the other thing is that I read that John Travolta wanted to buy this airport. It's privately owned. But he discovered that he couldn't land there in any of his planes. So I don't know how many planes he has. I think he was one time flew his family around the world in a 707. So he's a big time pilot. Anyway, he wanted to buy the Bonny Doon airport. And he certainly couldn't land a 707 there. I'm not sure what else he had. So I filed a visual approach, set up a visual approach to runway 30. Because of terrain there, it doesn't matter which way the wind's blowing. You have to land on runway 30. And then you turn around and take off on runway 12. Because in the other direction, there's a pretty good sized hill. So it'd be pretty hard to land or take off going that way. In other words, you couldn't come in you couldn't land from that direction, and taking off you might not clear it. Anyway, we're at our cruise altitude, 3,000 feet, and that's Santa Cruz out there. That's Colos Beach. The boardwalk is there. The boardwalk, Santa Cruz boardwalk, is in the sim. Pretty well represented. So, just going to enjoy the view. That is Highway 1. And that big interchange down there is 41st Avenue, I believe. That's the shopping center. Bunch of car dealerships over here, as you can see. In fact, that's where we got my wife's Toyota. What else I can pick out? That's the UC Santa Cruz campus over there. So this is home. I like flying around here, especially on a day like today. I'm going to slow down on the chance that this is going to bring me in lined up with the runway, and I won't have to fly a left pattern. We'll see. I'm not sure. Anyway, we get close to the airport. I'm going to come off autopilot. If I'm lined up with the runway, I'll hand fly it in from there, or if I have to, I'll fly a landing pattern. Actually, the left pattern is advised because somebody could be there, and they would be taking off in the opposite direction that you're landing. So we got about half a mile till we're going to make a little bit of a right turn, and I'm hoping that's just going to bring me right in. Yeah, change the alt. Go, let's see what happens. Let's see. I'll descend a little bit. And put in some flaps. So this is just a little patch of asphalt in the middle of the forest here. And I think I'm gonna come off the autopilot right now. And this worked pretty well. It's bring me right in, lined up with the runway. If I don't stall, that'll be good. Full flaps. This could be one of Microsoft's landing challenges. As you can see, this runway isn't entirely usable because of these trees. So you have to drop down pretty swiftly and try to get lined up. It's only 35 feet wide. And then put on the brakes. Made it. Well, that was exciting. So, I may leave you here. I just wanted to show you this this bit of aeronautical daring do. And to take off, I have to go the other way. You got these trees, and then there's that elevation. Big elevation on the directly ahead of this runway 30. Try to do that, it wouldn't do very well. So that's it. Okay, I'm on the ground here at Bonny Doon. I'm going to continue this flight. I decided to continue to San Jose. Okay. Flight plan. I don't have much of a flight plan. I didn't put in any waypoints. I'm going to just fly to Clyde. The frequency is 110.9, which is already set as the active. And I'm going to fly over the mountains to Clyde and get on final, just like that. And I've got to go to 4,000 feet. So I'm going to set my altimeter to 4,000 right there. Let's make that 4,200, 4,300. Okay. Here goes. One notch of flaps.
Stall.
I read people complain about this Kodiak, saying it's pretty easy to stall it. So far I haven't. On takeoff. Well, I'm going to circle around until I get to 4,000. Turn on the autopilot. And that's the airport back there. Over there. Just took off. Bonny Doon. I don't know what that reservoir is down there. Could be Santa Cruz water supply. So we're going to cross over the Santa Cruz Mountains into the Santa Clara Valley, and then I'm going to descend to 4,000 at Clyde, and I should get clearance from San Jose. Be kosher about this. Really only 15 miles from San Jose Airport at this point. Could have had some passengers along.
Kilo Whiskey Victor India traffic generic November 130 uniform taking off runway 27 south departure. Normal approach Kilo Yankee India Victor Alpha India Romeo is type 11 miles east of Charlie Lima 77 4,300 feet. Request flight following. Kilo Yankee India Victor Alpha India Romeo normal approach. Squawk 4502. Squawk 4502 Alpha India Romeo. Alpha India Romeo radar contact 12 miles east of Charlie Lima 77 4,300 feet. Altimeter 30.19.
Well, 4,300 was just enough to clear this, clear the mountains here. Should be turning shortly, according to this and that. But we're not. Okay. Well, so much for that. I'm gonna. Okay. See if I can get this approach. Well, we're still going to Clyde. This is a little screwed up here. Let's see what happens. Okay. We're working out the localizer, not the GPS. And I see GS up here. That means the glide slope is on standby. I should have kept that chart up. I don't remember where I'm supposed to be when. We're right here. And I think we'll catch the glide slope okay. I'm under the glide. I'm under it right now. Okay, I've got the white GS. It should go green. Well, we just passed the HIVAC. It's supposed to be at 2,700 at HIVAC, but we're under it. So we get down to here. We're going to pick up the glide slope pretty soon. We're under the glide path, glide slope. But see this needle, this diamond is coming down. And when it gets, there we go. Now we're on the glide slope, which is marked by that green diamond right there. So we're going down very nicely. And I'm going to slow down. And we've got about, well, this, the autopilot thinks we're going to Clyde, but we're not. We're past Clyde. That's because I tried to just get us to the final approach without any intervening waypoints, I think. But I've flown this approach many times, so, quote, flown. So I know what I'm doing, more or less. We're about 3 miles from the airport. I can see that by my cheating road sign up there. So I'm going to put in some flaps now. Okay, coming off autopilot.
Generic 4 Echo Golf, follow me on final. Wind 277 at 14. Cleared to land runway 30 left.
That's a 14 knot crosswind. And that's that. Okay, I'm going to leave you here. And again, I hope you enjoyed this segment of today's flight. I'll talk to you later. Okay, this is the third leg of my trip today. I'm in San Jose. I'm going to fly back to Watsonville. And I just got clearance to taxi. I have passengers today. They're not very animated, though. I don't know quite where I'm going. I got some pretty convoluted directions from the tower. I have to cross, 2 runways. I want to take off on 30L. And I have to go over here. Well, I don't know how I wound up where I am. I'm actually on the commercial side of the airport. Not where I thought it was. Anyway, I'm taxiing to runway 30L. And when I get there, I'll talk to you some more. We're going too fast, actually. They didn't want me to hit that tanker truck. Well, I don't see anybody coming. I'm not sure what I'm holding for right now.
Cleared for takeoff runway 30 left Alpha India Romeo.
Cleared to land runway 30 right number 2 southwest 381.
Alpha India Romeo continue for north departure. San Jose Tower Kilo Yankee India Victor Alpha India Romeo continue for north departure.
Okay, I'm gonna climb to 4,400 feet. I have the autopilot turned on, and we're on our way to Watsonville. This is an RNAV approach with vertical guidance to the runway. LPV, localizer performance with vertical guidance. My favorite flavor approach. How's everybody doing back there? Everybody okay? No answer. That's Moffett Field down there. It was a naval air station at one time. And when I lived in Mountain View years ago, there were these prop planes. I think they were P3 Orion sub-spotters that would fly in and out of there all the time. But that's not true anymore. So my next altitude target will be 4,000 feet as soon as I clear the mountains. And then down to 3,000 here. And then on into, need to be at 2,000 at Fox Hub. And then on into Watsonville. I took off from runway 20 at Watsonville, and I'm going to land in the opposite direction. Right now we're just coming up on this waypoint, VP 897, and then we'll be turning towards Santa Cruz. So the barometric pressure changed. We're actually higher than I thought we were. And I'm going to start a descent now to 4,000 feet. We cross over the mountains. And make our turn towards Santa Cruz. Well, I thought we were going to go towards Santa Cruz. A little bit different approach. I think I'm going to elevate this a little bit. I think I started down a little too early. Okay, up ahead is Bonny Doon, where I went on the first leg of this trip. I think I got a little confused about where I was. Looking at the coast, I was looking more towards Half Moon Bay and Santa Cruz. So that is Bonny Doon directly ahead. Started out today, I flew from Watsonville to Bonny Doon over to San Jose. Now I'm flying San Jose back to Watsonville. Santa Cruz is over there, actually. We're going to pass right over Bonny Doon. So there's Bonny Doon right down there, and that's where I landed earlier. Now I'm going to descend. So we're coming up on Santee right here. Next waypoint is IFE. Need to be at 3,000. So I'm going to start that descent now. Actually, I should have turned on armed VNAV. I'm going to do that shortly. And arm the approach. I actually think we passed Lepwu. We should hit the V-path. Vertical descent should be starting eventually here. So we could have a few more passengers here. But that's all that got on in San Jose. Funny thing about the passengers you can have in this airplane, they're all white. That's it. There are no people of color. So, I wonder if the developers will get hit with affirmative action. Well, we won't be starting down until after IFE. Oh, cruising right around 3,000 feet. 133 knots. 135 knots true airspeed. We've hit Lepwu and we're going to turn now. Well, there's Watsonville over there, about 14.5 miles from us. We have enough fuel, I think. Both tanks. I didn't gas up before we left. Okay, where it says TOD, top of descent, that's where we should start down. As soon as we make this turn, I'm going to arm the approach. I'm going to hit that little button there. And that will arm the approach. It was previously loaded. I loaded it. So right now, I think I'm going to arm it. Try to. Yep. We've got VPAT and GP in white. So we're good to go to the runway. Better let them know I'm coming in.
traffic Kilo Yankee India Victor Alpha India Romeo is on final runway 2 to land.
3 miles from Foxhove, final approach fix. And that's where everything should. There we go, VPAD. And we're gonna descend to Watsonville now. Throttling down to so I don't pick up too much speed in the descent. Everybody's strapped in back there? Good. Okay. And we should be on the glide path about now. And we are. GP is green. We're good to go. We got set 1 notch of flap to slow down. And another notch. 2 notches of flaps. Want to get below 60 knots. I think about 80 is about right. A little bit of turbulence there. Okay, time to come off the autopilot. Not bad. And that's all she wrote. Back at Watsonville where I started. And I hope you enjoyed this much as I did. I've never seen a plane. I've never seen a plane like that before. That is really spiffy. Anyway, go park over there. My goodness. Well, that's quite a paint job. I don't know what that is. Okay, that's very odd. I have to say, I've never seen one like that before. I hope I enjoyed the flight. I hope you enjoyed this flight odyssey today. And hope to see you again soon. Well, I won't see you, but maybe you'll see me. Anyway, I'll just leave you with the usual. Good day.